This short training video has been created to help users understand how they can quickly make use of all the Hexagon Smart Map Indices applications created by Hexagon Geospatial. Since all 10 of the Hexagon Geospatial Indices applications shown here use the exact same interface, we will use one of the Indices applications to demonstrate a typical workflow for processing a dataset. This exact same workflow can be used to process data within all of your Indices applications. Given this, let's have a look at how the Vegetation Health Index Smart Map can be used to detect the presence and the health of crops over an area in south-central North Carolina using an ERDAS Imagine file that is stored on my computer. The image used in this demonstration is from the National Agriculture Imagery Program, or NAIP. This image contains 4 spectral bands: red, green, blue, and near-infrared. The red band and the near-infrared band will be used for the evaluation. Before we start to process the data, let's look at the Layers menu. The Layers menu allows you to see and interact with the data as you create it. More specifically, each layer that you create will be listed here, and you can use the controls to toggle layers on and off and modify opacity levels. All of the Indices applications support GeoTIFF, JPEG 2000, or Imagine IMG files as input, so any of these files can be used. To specify input data, you can locate your file using the Browse button, or as illustrated here, you can simply drag the file from your desktop to the application. In this case, an Imagine IMG file is used. Notice that as soon as the file is dropped into the Drop File Here area, the name of the file is displayed as the selected file. Once you specify the input file, you need to click the Upload button to upload your data to the Map Exchange. The upload process typically only takes a couple of minutes, but the upload time does depend on your internet connection speed and the size of the file. Once the upload is complete, your data is in the cloud. However, it's important to understand that this data is only kept on the cloud during your session. As soon as you exit the application, all of the data files are deleted from the Map Exchange. Notice that as soon as the upload completes, the application automatically zooms you into your area of interest, displays your data in geospatial context, and in turn adds a layer to the layers list to represent the newly added data. Please note, if you wanted to process a different file in the same session, simply specify a new input file and click the Upload button again. Imagery is collected using a variety of sensor systems. Each sensor has its own properties regarding the number of bands or spectral channels and the corresponding wavelengths. Given this, the Indices applications intelligently populate themselves with a list of sensors that match the number of bands found in the input file. In this particular case, the sensor used for the data was NAIP RGBN sensor, so we simply select this sensor from the drop-down list. If you do not know which sensor to use, contact your data provider, as they should be able to provide you with this information. Color schemes help you visualize the results. Since we are looking for crop vegetation health, the spectrum color scheme works well. With this color scheme, the dark indigo and blue areas will represent areas that are void of vegetation. Green to yellow areas will denote areas with sparse vegetation, while the orange through red areas will represent good health through excellent crop health. Next on our list of things to do is to specify a preferred output file format for the results. In this particular case, the GeoTIFF file format is used, since this file format can be used in a wide range of software applications. However, as you can see, both JPEG 2000 and Imagine IMG files are also supported. Finally, all that is left to do is specify a name for the output file. In this case, the default name sample_spectrum_NDVI name is automatically created for us. This name reflects the input file name sample, the color scheme used spectrum, and the indice used to process the file NDVI. This file name is fine, so let's leave it as is. You could, of course, override this name and input your own name. With all the parameters set, we can now generate the Vegetation Health Index. Please note that this process can take a fair bit of time to complete. Ideally, it should complete in a few minutes, but depending on the file size, the process can easily take 10 or more minutes to complete. Also, in some instances, the application may look frozen, but be assured the process will complete and your results will be displayed. As soon as the index process is complete, the system automatically places the results into the map display and adds a new layer to the layer list. As with any of the layers, you can change the opacity to gain additional insights into the results. In this case, we slowly reduce the opacity, then we increase the opacity to approximately 80% of the original settings. Notice the new colors as we change the opacity. The dark and blue areas depict areas that are void of vegetation. The green areas denote sparsely vegetated areas or moderate crop health, while the orange and red areas represent vigorous crop health. Downloading your results is easy. Simply click the download button to download the most recently created output to your computer, or in this case, use the little cloud icon beside the layer name to download the layer. Notice that as soon as the download icon is clicked, a graphic representation depicting the status of your download is placed in the lower left corner of the application. If you're wondering where your file is placed on your computer, downloaded files are typically placed in C:\users, your username, \downloads. Please note that you can use the zoom buttons and your mouse to navigate within the map window. You can also run as many combination of color schemes as you wish. You can choose new input files by dragging them into the input file drop area and easily download your results to the computer. This concludes our short tutorial on using the Indices applications. What we have shown here can be used to process files in every Indices application, as the user interface is exactly the same for every Indices. Thank you for your time and have a great day.